Hey guys, welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel, where today we have one of our very last tactical previews of the season. There will just be a couple more after this. Today we are talking about Manchester United against Chelsea. Now, if you want to get involved in future tactical previews, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on, because I will be doing live streams where you guys can help me out, predicting the starting 11 and things like that. So if you are interested, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. But in terms of talking about this particular game, United know that if they get a point, they will secure a spot in the top 4 and Champions League football next season, which would be massive for the club. Of course, there is also the opportunity to do so against Fulham as well, but I think, you want to win every football match. So today I want to talk about how Ten Hag can maybe take advantage of some Lampard deficiencies in his tactical setup, and how, in my opinion, I think Manchester United should win this game. And the reason I think United will win this game is because I think Lampard is quite naive with his setup. Chelsea are very, very passive in the way that they apply pressure to the ball, but they also don't really defend with too many men on the last line. Tactically, they're not very good, or they certainly haven't been in recent weeks. So we're going to look at two potential setups which Chelsea could use, and look at the ways in which United should have the tactical advantage. So we're going to start off with Chelsea in a 4-2-3-1 shape. We saw them use this shape against Arsenal. If it is the case again, United can quickly overload pretty much every phase of the pitch by building possession in a 3-2-4-1 shape like this. So we've got Luke Shaw, Lindelof and Rafael Varane are going to form our back three. Dalot is going to invert from right back into the midfield alongside Casemiro. And then we've got Garnacho on the left wing. I'm going to go for him just for his directness on the ball. Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes kind of in these half spaces here. Antony on the right hand side, Rashford up front. Now, of course, as with any system we talk about, there will be rotations. There's times where Casemiro would be deeper, Shaw will be higher, Eriksen will be deeper, whatever. But the most important thing is to be building in this 3-2-4-1 or this 3-box-3, whatever you want to call it. And there's a few reasons for this. The first reason is because it allows United to overload the first phase of Chelsea's kind of press in the middle third. Chelsea here have 1, 2, 3, 4 players pressing. United have 5 players on the ball. 5 pretty capable players as well. So if Chelsea do choose to kind of try and put pressure on the ball, United should have the quality to use the overload, to try and play their way out from the back. And, I think as a result, they will be able to move the ball forward and progress the play quite easily. From here, United then have an overload in the next position as well, and that is in the midfield, where we can see that Chelsea have 3 players. We've got N'Golo Kante, Enzo Fernandez and Gallagher. 3 players in the midfield. Manchester United have 4 in this position: Casemiro, Dalot, Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen. So again, in yet another position, we now have the numerical overload. We've got the first phase, the 5 versus 4, and then this kind of next phase in the middle of the pitch, the 4 versus 3. So again, United should be able to overload this position. Now, something which they could do from here is rotate into more of a diamond shape, with Casemiro kind of playing as the pivot, Eriksen on this side, Dalot here, and then Bruno Fernandes higher. And the reason why this could be quite effective is because it allows United to get Bruno Fernandes in this zone 14 on the edge of the penalty area. With Chelsea not really playing with a proper holding midfielder in this system, then it could allow Bruno Fernandes to find pockets of space in this zone 14 on the edge of the area where we know that he can be super creative. So this is certainly an option for United to do, to kind of rotate into this shape during the game. Of course, there is also the benefit of using more of a box like this, like we were looking at initially. Again, Bruno Fernandes is going to be able to get in these half spaces now on the right hand side. Eriksen is going to be able to do the same down the left hand side, and also link up with the wingers, where combination play could be really important. Chalobah and Hall, they're not the greatest fullbacks in the world by any means, and Madueke and Sterling aren't the most defensive wingers you'll ever see either. So there is the potential for kind of combinations in these areas, and then United also have the potential to create a 5 versus 4 on the last line. And if the rest of the team is going to squeeze nice and high whilst United are dominating possession, like this, it gives United the opportunity to counter-press, win the ball back and really sustain attacks. And I think that's what this formation would allow. So if Chelsea do go with the 4-2-3-1, I think building in this 3-2-4-1 shape would give United a lot of tactical advantages. And I think if Ten Hag does this, United will take complete control of the game. The question at that point would be over kind of individual performances. Do the players play well, make the right decisions? That's kind of out of Ten Hag's control. However, I think maybe having someone like Garnacho on the wing, we know he'll be direct. That could be something nice for United to use. Hopefully Marcus Rashford will be fit, using his pace up against the likes of Thiago Silva. I think if United use this shape, like I said already, tactically it would allow them to completely dominate Chelsea. We would just have to see how the individuals perform. But if Chelsea are in a 4-2-3-1, like they have been recently, then I would certainly go with this shape. Before we continue with the analysis, I want to talk to you guys about JerseyFIFA.com, the home of all of the greatest football kits. Whether that's the latest home shirts, the latest away shirts, tracksuits, or even retro kits, Jersey FIFA has a bit of everything. There really is something for everyone, so if you are interested, then make sure to use the link in the description down below and head to JerseyFIFA.com. Now, the other shape which Chelsea could use when Manchester United are in possession is a more defensive 5-3-2. Of course, you've now got a back five, so it's harder to overload that last line of the defence, and it should be defensively more solid. You've got three central midfielders, and it's nice and compact. However, I still think there are ways in which United can really dominate and control the game, even in this shape. Again, I think the best solution is to build possession with a back three. Up against a front two, it just gives United the spare man to build possession. So again, it overloads that first line of play. The first phase, Varane, Lindelof and Luke Shaw up against Havertz and Sterling. United have the overload in this 3-2 situation, so I think they would be able to build the ball from the back. The question is, what do you do with the midfield from here? Well, again, I think I would move Dalot inside. And I think again I'd be inverting him into this right half space and pushing Bruno Fernandes higher. And this time, I would very much be going for a 3-diamond-3. Using the two wingers, Antony and once again Garnacho, to force the Chelsea wingbacks really deep. When you play against a team of wingbacks, pinning them back is very, very important. If not, they can be used to engage quite high up the pitch. However, if you use nice wide aggressive wingers in Garnacho and Antony, it should allow them to force Hall and Azpilicueta into their own defensive third, again giving United the ability to really control the game. And then what this does once again is it leaves United in the midfield with a diamond up against, once again, just a midfield three. And this could lead to some real problems for Chelsea because of the dynamic of the three. So basically, Enzo Fernandez and Dalot would kind of be matched up in this position here, and the same with Kante and Eriksen here. So that's not a problem for Chelsea. But the problem they do have is that Gallagher has got two players to pick up. If he drops a bit deeper and goes on to Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro is going to kind of help out the centre-backs here in this 3-1 shape and control the game. And if you allow Casemiro time on the ball, as we've seen time and time again this season, he can be very, very effective at kind of dictating the play, switching the play with long passing. This would be a problem for Chelsea. However, if they choose to go a bit higher and Gallagher squeezes higher onto Casemiro, then you've got Bruno Fernandes as the free man. So if passes can be played quickly around the corner with quick combination plays through the middle using the spare man, Bruno Fernandes then finds himself free, again in a really dangerous position, kind of moving towards that zone 14 on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, the area where we know statistically the most chances are typically made from. So again, this would be a real problem for Chelsea. Now, there is also potential for United to try and overload the last line. Again, I think this shape gives United dominance and the ability to push players forward. So we could see United going for a bit of a 3-1-6 at times, pushing Eriksen and Dalot all the way forward into the attack. Of course, this creates the 6 versus 5 against the Chelsea defence, something which would certainly benefit the United attack. However, for me personally, in this game, I would be slightly worried about Chelsea on the counter-attack. They do have quality players, so I think I would be more likely to stick to the 3-2-5 or the 3-diamond-3. Something like this. I think having those numbers in the middle of the pitch to control the game could be really important. And then again, give players like Antony the license to really attack the wing-back, and the same for Garnacho on the left-hand side. Give them this ability and this freedom to really express themselves on the ball. And United, when it suits, can still change to the 3-2-5 shape, match up with the Chelsea defenders, and kind of back themselves in 1 versus 1 situations. Either way, I think it once again allows United to just completely control the game from a tactical point of view, because again, United have overloads in pretty much every phase of play. It's for these exact reasons why I think Manchester United will win the game. I think from a tactical point of view, Lampard's side is flawed. It's really flawed. From a psychological point of view, you know, the mental aspect of things, this squad is a bit of a mess at Chelsea, really. There's too many players. They're changing system every week. They're changing personnel every week. They don't really seem to know what they're doing. They don't really apply pressure to the ball, certainly not connected as a team, but they don't also get enough players back into defensive situations. So I think Lampard could have a real problem in this game. And if Ten Hag sets up in either of these ways, either in the 3-2-5 or the kind of 3-diamond-3 or the 3-box-3, I think United will tactically overload Chelsea in all departments. Then it comes down to the individuals. Bruno Fernandes needs to play a bit better than what he did last weekend. Eriksen, if he can pick up that form and, continue where he left off last week. Hopefully Marcus Rashford could be back in the side. Alejandro Garnacho in the starting 11 is something which I personally would go for his front-footed approach and ability to kind of make something out of nothing. Then I think United have a real chance to win this game, and I'm quite confident that United will secure their spot in the top 4. However, if we just quickly go back to it, Chelsea do have quality. If we look at this Chelsea team, there are quality players in there. Enzo Fernandez is one of the best midfielders in the world for me. And I think Raheem Sterling is still a really very dangerous player as well. Havertz has his moments. Kante and Gallagher will bring a lot of drive to the team as well and a lot of energy. This won't be easy for United. But I just think, from a tactical point of view, they will overload pretty much every department of the pitch. So in terms of doing a tactical preview, that's what we focused on. We can't focus on how individually the players will perform because we just don't know. We'll just have to see it on the day. But I'm quite confident that United will win this game, so that's where I'm going to leave this video. Let me know, though, what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with the starting 11? Would you be going for something similar, or would you make a change? Maybe Martial into the team, maybe someone like... who else could come in? Jadon Sancho could come in, Aaron Wan-Bissaka... maybe Fred, Sabitzer. Not Sabitzer, he's injured. Fred, though, maybe. Let me know what you think in terms of starting 11. I quite like the look of this team. Let me know who you think the first scorer in the game will be. And, of course, your final score predictions. Apart from that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. And, as always, I will see you in the next one.